You're over 40. You've finally decided to pull the trigger on that YouTube channel you've been wanting to start. But you are terrified of hitting record. This video is going to help you alleviate this fear, not eliminate it, because if you're over 40, you know there's no magic light switch to turn on and off. But we are going to help you relieve a bit of that anxiety. Okay, and this video is for those who have decided to punch fear in the face. Just hit record, go with it with the intent to publish. Now, if at the end you still feel you're at that wall that you can't break through,
I don't know that.
at the very end, I'm going to share with you exactly what I've done to get to the point to where I could utilize these tips and actually start my channel. Now, I've broken this video down into 3 phases to make it as easily digestible as possible. These 3 phases are mindset, environment, and execution. First, the mindset shift. This is where we kill the ego, where we confront the roadblocks that are in the way before you even turn on the camera. Okay, and first things first, your first video, it's going to be your worst video.
It's gonna
Okay?
blow.
Let's just get that out the way. And it's supposed to be that way. Because you don't know where to go until you know where you stand. And you don't know where you stand until you hit publish. Everything up to this point, it's just in your head. You know, you can have all the greatest expectations in the world or the worst. 9 times out of 10, it's not going to go exactly how you have planned in your head. The tip here, just understand that it's going to be bad. Now, we're not going for bad. Just understand that it's going to be bad. You know, basically, this takes good off the table. The goal here is done, is to get it done. Your goal right now isn't $10,000 a month. Your goal right now isn't 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. If you don't have a video out right now, you don't know where you stand. Therefore, your goal right now is to put out your first video. What you want to do is, just like I said, you know, when I said bad, I don't mean go for bad. Do your best. Do your best with what you have right now so that you know exactly where you stand at your best.
Just do it.
This brings us to the invisible audience advantage.
What?
People typically are terrified to look stupid in front of a crowd. Well, the good thing about this is there is no crowd. When you're a new YouTube channel, you don't have an audience yet. So you have the ultimate freedom to suck in the dark while you build your systems. You just have to give yourself permission to suck. And understanding these tips helps allow yourself to give you that permission to suck. And what a lot of times brings upon these fears is perfectionism. Perfectionism is procrastination in a cheap suit. See, we're worried about the right time, whether we're in the right mood. If you're over 40, time is the only currency that matters. This brings us to phase 2, the environment, removing the physical friction. See, fear thrives when things are complicated. So what we're going to do, we're going to remove those technical excuses. When it comes to what you need to actually shoot your video, a lot of the times we use gear research, like, you know, what the best camera is, what the best lighting is, what the best microphone is, to kind of avoid actually hitting play. Since I think most of us know, really, you could start your channel right now with what's either in your pocket or what you're watching this video on right now. Your phone. You know, your phone and a window with natural lighting is literally your studio. As long as you have like a 3x3 space, you're good to go. And then editing. Understand something. The things that you need to do to cut out dead air, you have a brain fart, getting up to turn on the camera, getting up to turn off the camera, all that can be learned within 5 minutes. And let me tell you, a 5-10 minute rough edit is infinitely more valuable than a masterpiece that lives on your hard drive forever. This brings us to phase 3, the execution, the on-camera tactics. This is the actual mechanics of how to act when the camera's on. You know, beginners have a tendency to talk like they're talking to the entire internet. You know, like, hey guys, talk directly to one single person. A tip here, take a piece of tape, put it on your camera, write a name on it, and talk directly to that person. Or take a picture of yourself 2 years ago. Instead of me saying, oh, just think of a person. If this is your first video, a lot of your focus is going to be on that anxiety of getting through this first video. So that piece of tape is there so that you can keep your attention on that one target. Then brings us to the adrenaline dump. When you hit record, if you're still feeling a little anxious, just dump your day. You see what I'm saying? Turn on that camera, just unload for about 30 to 60 seconds. Dump your day. Just, get off your chest your frustrations, this and that, so that by the time you're done, you can just shake it off and then, don't get up to stop the camera. Just keep going. And then cut that out during editing. It's simple. It's all right there. You don't have to worry about cutting all through it. Just dump it out all at the beginning. Now, this one might not at first really sound like it can help you, but it helps you understand where to put your attention. See, camera fear is inherently selfish. You're worried about the way you look, the way you sound. See, the audience, they're not worried about your jawline or whether you stumbled over a word. They're there for you to solve a problem for them. And if you're like, well, I'm just here for, I'm sharing my hobby, you're still solving a problem. I don't care if it was entertainment, you're still in one way, shape, or form there to solve a problem. And that's what they're there for. The topic that you're talking about, the problem you're there to solve, not the reflection in the lens. Now, I don't know if you've written all them down, and you might think this sounds a little corny, like they're kind of weak ass tips to give. There is, and I said this at the beginning, and I say this wholeheartedly, there is no magic light switch. You can go and watch 10 YouTube videos, and regardless the tips that they give, they're only going to be able to, if they are 100% authentic tips, they're only ones that can help you alleviate that fear. You're never going to get better at something unless you just keep doing it. And that brings me to the tip that if you are still feeling like, okay, I don't know if these are actually going to get me through that first video, look, and I'm not trying to give you a way out here, but what got me to the point to where I was actually able to sit here in front of this camera with the intent to hit publish is I recorded myself without the intent to publish. What I did was I kind of like got myself used to it. Okay. At one point, I was so just sick of my situation. I was like, man, something's got to change. And I've been wanting to, and I've had my toe in tons of different, online business endeavors, if you will. Even a YouTube channel. I have a YouTube channel that sits over 1,100 subscribers. I just don't do anything with it. And it has to do with the topic. I used to share on taking care of my bearded dragon. I don't have a bearded dragon right now. What I've always been wanting to do was this right here, was to have my own channel about building a business, about building a personal brand, about helping somebody take an idea and build a business around it. I've always wanted to do that, but I've always been too scared to get in front of the camera. That's what stopped me the entire time. This video right here is about what has stopped me from doing what I'm doing right now. Get it in your head. I mean, make it such a focus that when you're going throughout the day, you're thinking about wanting to do this. If you want it that bad, that you actually watch a video to try to get better at it. And remember this, whenever you're feeling some sort of way about your day, this is what got me there. Whenever you're feeling some sort of way about your day, you flick on that camera. If you're not around people, I know, wait till you're not around people. You're in your car, you're just whatever. You just pull up in your driveway, you haven't got out yet to go in the house. This is actually what I did. And I would flick on that camera like I was going to shoot shorts, but without the intent of actually getting on camera. Because before that, I never decided to put the camera actually on me. When I had that channel, I didn't show my face. I just showed my bearded dragon. So I actually decided to put the camera on my face, hit record, and just talk. I did that a couple times. And then once when I walked out of a job not too long ago, I flipped on the camera. I actually still have that video. You know what I'm saying? Never put it out. But it was just one of those ones where I turned on the camera. I just said, man, I need to get this out of my system so I can get to the point that I can just fucking start my channel. And I just kept doing that a good few times. Man, probably no more than 5 times before I actually hit record to film my first video and hit publish. And that's the only thing that's going to make you better. Just keep shooting. At first, do it a few times without the intent to put it out. But do it so you can get to the point with the intent to put it out. Start today. I mean, if you're over 40, you know by now. You just got to do to get better. Punch fear in the face, man. Shoot your first video. Upload. Know where you stand. This is Blaine, signing out.